muscles in your face, around your eyes, and across your forehead are smooth and peaceful. Perfect. Your entire body is ready now, heavy, relaxed, and completely still. Let me take you to the train station. You're standing on a platform at a small railway station, and it's late in the evening around 1887. The sun is setting somewhere behind the station building, casting long shadows across the empty platform. The air has that particular quality of late afternoon, cool, clear, and peaceful, with the scent of coal smoke from a distant and the smell of old wood from the station building. The platform is made of wooden planks worn smooth by thousands of footsteps over many years. The wood is warm to the touch, still holding some of the day's heat. The station building behind you is a simple Victorian structure, red brick with white trim, a peaked roof, and long windows that reflect the golden evening light. A few gas lamps are beginning to flicker on along the platform, casting a soft golden glow that will grow stronger as the sun continues to set. There are very few people here right now. A station master in his dark uniform is sorting through some papers in the ticket office. An elderly woman sits on one of the wooden benches, waiting patiently for a train that won't arrive for another hour. A porter is slowly sweeping the platform with a long-handled broom, moving deliberately and calmly, not rushing because there's nowhere to rush to. You find a bench and sit down on it. The wood is solid and comfortable, worn smooth and shaped by years of use into a form that fits the human body perfectly. You settle back against the bench and just sit there, watching the platform, listening to the gentle sounds of the station evening. The main sound is the distant sound of trains somewhere on the tracks beyond the station. You can hear the rhythmic clacking of wheels on rails, a sound that's hypnotic and peaceful when you're not in a hurry to be anywhere. That steady, regular rhythm is like a distant heartbeat, a reminder that the world is still moving at its own pace, regardless of any individual urgency or worry. Closer by, you can hear the soft, sweeping sound of the porter's broom moving across the wooden platform. Swish, swish, swish. A gentle, rhythmic sound that happens slowly and without any force or aggression. The porter is simply maintaining the space, keeping it clean and orderly, in no particular hurry. Sometimes his footsteps make small sounds on the wooden platform. Sometimes he pauses to gather what he swept up, but mostly it's just that gentle, peaceful sound of sweeping. The gas lamps along the platform are making very soft sounds. You can barely hear them, but there's a tiny hissing sound from the gas flowing through the jets, and an almost imperceptible crackling from the flames. These sounds are so quiet they're almost imaginary, but they're there, part of the soundscape of this peaceful evening. From somewhere inside the station building, you can hear a clock ticking. It's a slow, steady tick-tock, tick-tock, reminding you that time is passing, but in no particular hurry. There's no sense of urgency about the clock. It's just marking the moments as they drift past, one after another, each moment identical to the last. The elderly woman on the other bench occasionally shifts her position slightly, or folds and unfolds her hands in her lap. These small movements are the only sign of any human energy. She's perfectly at peace, perfectly content to simply sit and wait for whatever is coming next. You notice that your breathing has naturally synchronized with the rhythm of the distant trains, the steady clacking that rises and falls as trains move along the tracks beyond the station. In with the rhythm, out with the rhythm. Your breathing has become automatic and effortless, matching the pace of the 19th century world around you. The light is changing now as the sun gets lower on the horizon. The platform that was bright and golden is becoming more amber, more orange. The shadows are getting longer and deeper. The gas lamps are glowing brighter as the natural light fades. Soon it will be completely dark, and the platform will be lit only by the gas lamps and whatever moonlight might appear. As the evening deepens, you decide to move into the waiting room of the station. The waiting room is a simple, warm space with wooden walls painted a soft cream color. There are several wooden benches arranged along the walls, all worn smooth by years of use. A few oil lamps are lit inside, creating a warm amber glow that's softer and more intimate than the gas lamps outside. A small pot-bellied stove sits in one corner of the waiting room, radiating gentle warmth, but not too much, just enough to make the space feel comfortably warm without being hot. There's a subtle smell of wood smoke and old wood, mixing with the faint scent of leather from the benches and something indefinably nostalgic that smells like history. You sink into one of the benches, and it fits your body perfectly. The wood has been polished smooth over decades, and it holds the warmth of the day. You lean back and close your eyes, just listening to the sounds of the waiting room. There's the soft ticking of a clock on the wall. There's the barely audible hum of the heating stove. There's the distant sound of trains still moving on the tracks beyond the station. There's the occasional footstep as the station master or porter passes by the waiting room. But mostly there's just peace and quiet and the feeling of time moving at its own pace. A young couple sits on a bench across from you, but they're quiet and peaceful, not talking or demanding attention. They're just sitting together, existing peacefully in this shared space. Their presence is comforting rather than intrusive. You're all just waiting together, all just letting time pass in its own way. The oil lamps are creating a flickering golden light that dances very slightly on the wooden walls. This light is warm and soothing, nothing like the harsh light of electric bulbs or screens. This is light that was meant to help humans relax and prepare for sleep. Your eyelids are getting heavier just looking at this gentle, dancing light. Time has become strange here in the waiting room. You're not sure how long you've been sitting here. Minutes? Hours? It doesn't matter. There's nowhere you need to be. There's no rush. The next train will come when it comes. In the meantime, you just sit and wait and let yourself relax deeper and deeper. The sounds of the station have become like a lullaby. The distant trains, the ticking clock, the soft hum of the stove, the occasional footstep. These sounds combine into a pattern that rocks you gently towards sleep. Your body has stopped trying to hold itself up or maintain any kind of alert posture. You're just sitting there, completely heavy and relaxed, breathing slowly and deeply. The bench beneath